It's on. It's just not very loud. Mic up a little bit. Hopefully everybody can hear me now. Okay. Nancy, can you hear me? Okay. Just want to make sure. You're sitting the farthest away. Okay, so we're here to talk about the Wadsworth PEL study. Some of you've already, most of you've probably already been over and seen the boards and stuff. We're going to do a quick presentation on what the PEL study is, and then we'll talk about what the boards are just real fast, so you guys can see what it is. My name is Mark Westberg. Thanks. Lauren reminded me I should introduce myself. And I'm the project supervisor with the city. I'm sort of in charge of the design team. So this is a project that Public Works is leading. It's mostly a transportation planning project. And so we do have some comment cards over here. If you want to talk about something other than the WADS PEL, we do want to hear from you about that, but just not tonight. So if you have 38th Avenue or floodplains or whatever else you've got, if you want to fill something out on a card, we'll get you called back within a few days, hopefully a week at the most. I hope to make all the phone calls. So far there's only a handful, so I'm doing pretty good. But we'll try to make all those phone calls before the end of the week. So, and I keep taking my hand off the button down here because I gesture all the time, so I'll try to behave myself. So what is a PEL? A PEL is a planning and environmental leakages study. Now that means less to me than PEL does, actually. So we've got a really good definition on one of the boards about what a PEL is, and so we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's really an early version of an environmental assessment. It's sort of a pre-environmental assessment is what it is. And the findings can be taken into future EA. So this is something we can sort of do as a step one. It then makes the environmental assessment process a little shorter and a little less expensive. But there's some other things we get out of this is we can take all those findings into the future environmental assessment. We also hope to get some early action items. If we find something on the corridor that's messed up, which is most of the corridor, but if we find some low-hanging fruit, if you will, something that we could fix relatively quickly and easily, with a PEL, we can actually go out and do that without doing the full environmental assessment. If we find something that's got minimal impacts and that kind of a thing. So that's part of what we're really excited about doing the PEL study, because we can hopefully bite off some projects as we go along instead of trying to do everything all at once. So the Wadsworth corridor, this is why we're working on Wadsworth as opposed to the other streets we have. And these are all the different reasons. I'm not going to go through all those, but it's a big deal for the city. It's a big deal for the region. It's the only road on the west side that goes as far north and as far south as Wadsworth does. The project goals, these are the things we hope to do, is to meet the current, which is a problem, traffic demands, and also the future ones. We want to try to get our intersections working better. And we want to try to do something that Wadsworth does a really bad job right now, which is accommodating folks on bicycles and pedestrians. And also try to get the buses working a little bit better. How many of you guys have been stuck behind a bus on a Wads before? I have every day. And also we've got rail lines to the north and the south of it. Trying to set up a future connection along Wadsworth between those two rail lines. So if someone wants to get from Arvada down to the Federal Center, they don't have to ride all the way to downtown and all the way back out again. It's maybe doing something along Wads to give them an option to go straight south. So the funding, it's a federal project. There's about just over $600,000 worth of federal funds in this, and the city's got just over $500,000 projected to use. Now the contract from the consultant came in at just over $1 million, so hopefully we've got a little bit of room there if something comes up, and hopefully we just don't spend it, we get to keep it. So the next steps we've got on this is the teams between this meeting and the next meeting, which will be in October, the team's going to be working on different alternatives. What are the different things we could do to Wadsworth to try to fix it? We're going to come back in October and talk with you all about that. And we'd love to have you show up then also, because we really do want public feedback on the alternatives as we move forward with this thing. We're going to finalize the alternatives after that meeting, and in February we'll come back again to City Council and to the public to talk about what those final alternatives are. We may have a whole list of alternatives, and we pick a few things out of each one and make an alternative out of those and discard some of the other things. So we're hoping to have some really good alternatives that come out of this. And then we're going to finalize the PEL and hopefully go to City Council on May 11th of next year to get the PEL adopted, at which point then we can start trying to maybe bite off some of those early action items. So these are just, I'm going to run through the slides real quick, the boards that we have over there, just to give you a sort of a preview of what's there, and then definitely go over there and look at those afterwards if you're interested in a particular one. This, of course, is what met you out in the hallway, so you knew where to go. We did have a very nice hand-drawn arrow on that board, by the way. I'm not sure who did that, but they did a great job with the arrow. So this is a definition of what a PEL is, and we'd love you to go read that to see if you can understand what we're trying to do with our PEL. The little book that's on the bottom left down there, that's actually the CDOT handbook for what to do with how we do PELs in Colorado versus some other states might have some somewhat different regulations and things. And then the thing on the right is actually we've done a PEL in town already. We did one for the Kipling I-70 interchange. That was a project that CDOT took the lead on. So we already have one PEL in town, and that's available on the website if you want to go look at it. It's under Public Works Long Range Planning. This is the PEL process. I'm not going to spend any time on this slide at all, but it's over there if you want to go look at what the process is we're going through on this. And then this is sort of the study background. It really is, what is Wadsworth and what do we hope the PEL is going to do? There's a lot of great information on that over there. This is our project team. At the very top is FHWA. They're the Federal Highway Administration. We've got a great representative from FHWA that's helping us make sure that as we progress down this that we get what we need to out of it. And we also have some great CDOT folks that are working with us, one of who's here tonight. Thanks, Troy. Who's trying to keep us on the straight and narrow so we don't get off the path of what a PEL is supposed to do and to make sure that we get out of this what we want. And then that third box is the City of Wheat Ridge. That's all the city staff, and all of us are here tonight, or were here tonight at one point, to answer any questions you guys may have. And then the bottom is the consultant team, and the lead consultant is Parsons Brinkerhoff. We just call them PB because I can't say Brinkerhoff 3 times real fast. And then we also have HDRs helping with some engineering support. Tool is helping us with the bike ped design. Arland is our land consultant. She's an expert on all things Wheat Ridge related to land. I think I can say that about Arlene. And then RMC is a geotechnical firm. They're helping us with environmental issues and also with things like pavement design and what's out there today and that kind of thing. This is all the planning history that has happened on WADS within the last 10 years. So this isn't the first time we've studied Wadsworth. Most of the other documents have been more on the land use side, what's sort of happening outside the street. This one's more focused on what's happening to the street and then also how that impacts what's happening outside the street. So that board's over there also. The purpose and need, this is our draft purpose. The reason we're doing this is our draft purpose. We would love for you to go over to that board and read that, and if you have any comments, write it on a sticky note and stick it on there. This is the thing that guides the entire document, so we really want to make sure we get this right. The rest of these, we have several needs that we have that we'd also love to have comments from you guys on that function and vision. Wadsworth doesn't function real well now the way it is, just as a car mover, and it certainly doesn't fit our vision of taking care of bikes and peds and all those things. We don't have adequate vehicle capacity, as you guys see this every day. If you drive Wadsworth, the cars are backed up a quarter mile or more at times. This is just a slide that's right in the middle over there. It talks about level of service. This is how traffic engineers relate to how bad it is. A is the best, F is the worst. We think we're F often on Wadsworth because things are so messed up. And so this just sort of gives you a pictorial thing of when you see things and say, well, we're shooting for a level of service D, this is sort of what that means. And then another one is the lack of access management. We've got lots and lots of driveways on Wadsworth that are fairly unregulated and people can just zip in and out of those. And it also creates a real conflict if you're a pedestrian trying to walk down Wadsworth because you just never know what, is this car going to come in without signaling or something? So it really inhibits our poor pedestrians on that road. We also don't have great multimodal access. This slide talks about the sidewalks and the bus stops and things. We have ongoing safety issues. We have a guy walking in the middle of the street. You guys probably see that every day if you drive Wadsworth regularly. And then this is a board that's really important to us. We'd love to get your feedback on this. If you think we have a need other than what's identified on those previous slides, please write that down and stick it on that board because we think we know what we need on Wadsworth, but you guys live it every day and we'd love to hear from you on that. This is our study schedule. We're right in the middle of the blue part of this. It's a 15-month process. We started back in February. We're going to be going through May of 2015. So we're right in the middle of the blue part where we're trying to figure everything out. This just shows the transportation analysis we're doing. These are the signals that we're looking at, and also has some of the traffic counts that we've done so far. This talks about our bicycle transit network. The very top slide is what we have today. As you can tell, it's not much. So we're trying to make that better, and we're going to incorporate that into this design. This is sort of our preliminary, very preliminary environmental findings. The red boxes you see up there are historic properties that we think we've identified as potentially historic properties. We also have some other things highlighted on this slide if you're interested in that sort of thing. And this is how to make additional comments. We've got a web page all set up for this. There's the link up there. It's also, if you just go to the city website, you hit Departments, Public Works, Long Range Planning, and there's the Wadsworth PEL. So we're gonna put all these boards on that website so you can look at those later. And certainly if you have comments, you can either call or email me or Stephanie. I really like emails because then I can forward those on to the consultants so they can read them also. So I'd really prefer if you've got that ability and stuff to send me an email on things, because then we can get that to the rest of the team rather than me trying to write something down and remember what we've talked about. I talk pretty fast, so I don't always get everything written down right. So those are the boards that we have. We'd love you to go over there and look at those. Again, if you have comments about something else, we've got this set up over here. As you leave today, a couple of our folks are going to try to pounce on you on the way out. They've got some iPads over there. If you don't like Apple, sorry. They've got some iPads on the way out that we'd love to get an exit survey so we can get just some thoughts and stuff on how the meeting went, and also some different things so that we get some good feedback from you. And then I said boards on website already. I made notes of what I missed the first time. So again, thanks for coming tonight. We'll go wander over. We've got a few snacks back there. Wander over, look at the boards. Let me check. Everyone's standing up. No, there's one guy. Almost everyone's standing up at this point is either city staff or with the consultants. So if you have questions about things, the guy in the blue shirt's not with us. I'm not sure who he is. But talk to one of them if you have any questions and stuff. We have a few more city staff people sitting down. They've got the little Wheat Ridge name tags. I can't find mine right now. So again, if you have any questions, just let us know, and that'll be it for the night. Thanks.